Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Osikoya Speaks. I'm still your host, Wonu Osikoya, as always. Get it right. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for watching the podcast. Thank you for being a part of, the Osikoya Speaks journey. Today, obviously, as you know, we've been doing things differently. So we're still doing things a bit differently. As you know, we're partnering with DIY Collective to bring you 5 episodes that you would love. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, as you can see, Ebuka. He is. Ebuka, please let me introduce you properly. Yeah, he's a creative producer and a party animal. I wanted to make sure that I add that part. Ebuka, how are you feeling today? How you doing?
I feel like a party animal.
You feel like a party animal. I mean, can't even deny it because you just told me about how you're just recovering.
Yeah, it's a crazy way to describe. So, like, I was just thinking about how that's an accurate description
Right.
and how crazy
Right?
that is, the fact that that's an accurate description.
Party
God,
animal.
please, I need to do better in life.
No, it's fine now. Like I was reading one of your interviews and where you said something about like rather be making money like this than be in a what's it called?
In a lab for sure.
You see, so you should be saying, God, thank you for this life.
Thank you for
change the prayers. So how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Good. Life is good,
Hope you're not struggling too much to talk today.
No,
Okay.
That was yesterday.
Okay, great.
This is not my normal voice. I'm just regaining it back.
But at least small.
Yeah, we had a crazy weekend.
Yeah, how was it though? Let's talk about that first. How was the weekend? Do a party in Ibadan?
Yeah. So we decided to go on tour with our water park festival experience, and Ibadan is the first stop outside Lagos.
Okay, how many are you doing? 4
outside Lagos. So we did Lagos Easter for Easter. So Ibadan, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Enugu. That's what I'm meant to do. Enugu
is a nice, like you don't really hear people go to Enugu to throw parties.
There's a reason why.
What's the reason? Can you say it?
Yeah, I can. Right. I don't think Enugu is a very ticket buying place. Ibadan, to be honest, also is not as ticket buying as Lagos. So this is also kind of very insightful to see how different people party and how they like approach these things. But it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. Like I still have to kind of like pinch myself and say and like remind myself that we actually did
that. God, really, like it's so rewarding when you do something and you accomplish and you're like, okay, because at the end of the day, this thing started as like your party series, different character really started as it wasn't like that big a thing. Like you just wanted to celebrate your audience and things like I remember that and it's like, whoa, now you're doing cities. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's nice to hear. I'm happy to hear that was like the difference in the partying scene. Let's put it like that. Lagos is probably crazy, Asha.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because Lagos is just a more mature entertainment city, and so Lagos is so mature that we had like 2 coaster buses of people that went with us from
to
Lagos.
Ibadan.
Yeah, they just love our thing so much, and they were like, "We're going on tour."
Like, why not?
But Ibadan also like there's a great community of people there that like are on the same energy level that we're on. So that was also interesting to see.
Nice.
I
like that.
Yeah. But it's like Lagos people tend to look down on other people, but like I think that if you were one of the Lagos people that went with us there, you would see that there's buddies, there's fresh people, there's
just this
party, just same as us.
Same, just not as obviously like what's it called, as you said, like mature, as you said.
Yeah, and it's not even the people that are not mature.
Yeah, it's just the partying scene. Yeah, I feel you. I hear that. That's nice. So what do you get up to these days? Let's start with like who you are and what you do. What do you get up to? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What do you do?
I just finished watching Shogun.
What's that? What's that about?
It's a series about like feudal Japan.
I mean, I wouldn't ask why you're watching that because like I didn't really like
to think Game of Thrones, but it's happening in like Japan
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It sounds very
it is very interesting.
How much music do you consume?
I think I listen to a fair amount of music. I listen to everything, but I'll more likely be listening to something like slow, low tempo vibes.
Nice. Just like
something in line with my soft boy Start.
I hear that. Okay, so what's being a creative producer about? Like, I mean, like, obviously, I hear producer. I hear that there's a producer on this set, there's a producer working here, and of that. But you're so particular about that creative word being in there. So, what's it about? What's it about you that makes you a creative producer?
I chose to define myself by that title specifically, like the creative producer. There's like two reasons, right? So one of them is like the function.
Okay.
You know, like I'm a producer of creatives or like creative things.
Things, right?
Right. So I would produce a music video, I'll produce a photo shoot, I'll produce an event. Just anything that's creative, I'm a producer of that,
on that.
right?
Okay, cool.
And then I'm also a producer that is creative, right? Because like I've directed things, you know, like I'm very, very involved in, because the producer role can tend to be more administrative and logistical, you know, but like for me, how I like to approach it, or how I know to approach it, I can't do without the creative side of it, you know. So I have involvement in the vision, I have involvement in the creative direction on all of that, in addition to producing, you know. So that's why. So I could have been a director of this, but I just felt like a creative producer was apt. And also the title that, if I have to be defined by a title, it will be that, because it lets me pursue all my interests, you know.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting. And I also think like that's also like in terms of just like you said, defining who you are and defining yourself, I think it's also very important to kind of really state what you want people to see you as, in terms of like what you just said, that you're also a producer that's like is creative. So like that is what you want people to actually identify you as, a creative producer. And I like that, like you're so particular about like stating that. It's very interesting.
I mean, it's just like how human beings always feel the need to define
Things.
people and things, you know. Like me, left to me, I just be living my life and doing my thing. But
I'm just
but I think it's if you're someone like me, that you're capable in so many different places,
yeah,
if you don't define, you know, like you might lose out on opportunities, because then people are confused. They don't know what to call you for, or what, you know. So like, so there's that as well.
Fair enough. There's that too. That's interesting. So when was LLandB set up and why? What was the aim? What was the plan?
So the original plan is different from the current plan.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it was probably around, maybe I'd say 2015
Okay.
or so. That I think so. And there was like me and two of my friends. I had already like taken an interest in just creating the creative space.
Yeah.
You know, but like it was different aspects of it. So LLandB was meant to have like different like arms, like a production company side, because I was interested in like producing content and producing videos. And then there was one of our partners was interested in artist management and things like that.
Okay.
So there was meant to be an artist management side. And then there was meant to be like a director, like creative agency side, like a director's rep, creative agency side. You know, and each of us were meant to kind of like head up those different
different arms.
you know. But life happened, and then the other two just moved out of the country. So one is in America now, one is in Jand now.
And then there's
You know, and there's me. So what ended up happening was the side that was meant to like lead now became the only functioning side.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, there was a time when we were doing like artist management, like Wavy the creator back then was someone that we're managing
At the time.
you know, at the time. But yeah, so because they are no longer involved, the other two partners, so it's just
you.
me, and then my brother Chisom joins me as like a partner on the
role.
production company.
And that's nice. But how was it like? Was it like working with a group of creatives?
It's fun, I guess, and it's also, it can drive you crazy too. I think it's the only thing I know, you know, because like yesterday someone was asking me, was it like being the first son of 6 boys And I was like, I don't know, because that's all I've known. So it's just life.
I mean, it goes back to what you were saying about just people just trying to define shit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess people are curious too,
exactly.
but
we just want to know.
Yeah, but there's some things that cannot be defined because they just are. What does it feel like being tall?
I mean, it's nice to see everything from up here.
Yeah, but to answer that question accurately, wouldn't I need to know what it feels like being short? The thing I know about being short is how many times I insult short people. I mean, I guess it's cool being tall because
yes, it is. Yeah. Certainly is. Certainly also is fun being short. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm short.
wait.
But yeah.
Yeah, so you guys work on a lot of commercials. I know you started with music videos at the time. You started working on music videos. You did Try Me. You did Rema's Dumebi. Yeah, Dumebi. Try Me, Thames. You've done a bunch of other stuff. But then I noticed that of recent it's been more TV commercials, more ads and things like that. Is there a reason why? Do you still shoot videos?
Yeah.
You still shoot videos?
Yeah.
But is there a reason why you decided to diversify? Because I feel like that's not something we see a lot.
So I mean, it's just upward mobility. Is you get bored
making videos.
Yeah, you get bored of not necessarily making videos. You get bored of being on the same level.
Okay.
Cool. And that has just always been my thing, and the thing that propels me or that propelled me forward. When I was working at Maven, and this is even before Rema. Because when I was working at Maven, I didn't even do any music video for Maven.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when I was working at Maven, what my department was responsible for was all these tour videos. When the artists would perform, hotel, you do those recaps.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun for me, but I quickly got bored of that. And then when they signed Paul, DNA, Johnny Drill, then if you remember, before then you just see people signing documents.
Yeah.
But we kind of pioneered unveil videos. So we did those unveil videos, and that was really fun. But at that point I was hungry for music videos. But I don't think our department was trusted enough at that time
for videos.
To do the music videos
the larger scale stuff.
Because this is Tiwa Savage, Ricardo. These were really big artists. So but while I was working there, I got opportunities to start making music videos for the hotel artists. So Santi, Odusi. So this was even outside of Maven, and eventually I started working at Maven. And when I stopped working at Maven, the opportunity came to do the Rema video. But we would do all these videos, but then I was satisfied because I was doing well with the videos creatively. They were making an impact, making good money relatively. But over time it just feels monotonous. We're just doing the same thing. So then I was like, oh, I want to start doing commercials, or we have to start doing commercials. That has to be the next thing. And as God will have it, we got the opportunity to start doing commercials. And commercials are way more lucrative than music videos.
Yeah. Apparently they pay more.
Yeah, they pay more. And yeah.
So the bag is heavier.
I know the bag is definitely heavier. And when you start doing those things and more of those things, so the things you don't even have to do that many of them to make as much money as you would from music videos. So what that now afforded us was we could now choose which music videos we wanted to work on, because then it's not about money as much. It's now just about
the creativity. I love that.
And now I'm not saying we're not bored of commercials, but we're now looking to
do something else. It's just
about
narrative,
films. So we're kind of patterning and just putting it out in the universe that the next thing for us now is feature films and things like that. So I think life is just about growth,
and dreaming.
And dreaming.
And dreaming. I feel like there's also something that is so distinct about the work. You notice, I feel like when you see, not even I feel like, when I see a project that you guys work on, I just know. The Abeg one that you did at the time when it was still Abeg, that was just so dope. I'm like, what? this is just an ad, right? But like it was really, really, something. And the work is distinct, like is different, as I said. What's one thing that you guys like basically prioritize as a team when you're working together?
Excellence. That's what if I had to
That's
like put it
heavy.
in one word, is excellence. Because you realize before all these commercials that you see now is relatively normal, to have a Nigerian director, Nigerian crew do commercials, and they're doing like beautiful
Nice
work, like the Damn Twitches of this world, Ibiduns, all of them.
Yeah.
But before that era of like when we did like the Octa FX commercial that we did,
Yeah, that was dope
and those
too.
are big ones, they would always fly in. They still do anyways, but they would more so like fly in directors from South Africa or wherever, just white people to come and shoot the commercials here because they didn't really trust in our technical abilities, and just in the same way with music videos and these commercials, we kind of always prioritized. Like, there's something about what's expected of a Nigerian or an African. Like, you're expected to be substandard, to be subpar. So we've always taken that very personally, where we have to show that like great work can come out of Nigeria as well.
Yeah.
Because I've always believed if your work is authentically African, in terms of how the story is told, how the people look, how they sound, but you're executing on like global standards or like high standards in terms of the picture is great, the color great, the sound design, how you approach production design. We can do work that competes with people from wherever in the world, Yeah, so that's kind of how we approach it. And I feel like that's why our work feels the way it does, because where we get inspiration from is basically everybody that's playing at the highest level, and then we're just looking at these things, so when it's because Super Bowl is like the mecca of TV commercials in the world, right? So when you look at all the good performing ads on the Super Bowl and you say, oh, how can I do something like this within a Nigerian context? These transitions they're using here, this cinematography, this color grade, how they've approached production design, just inspired by those things. And then we just kind of tell our Nigerian stories, inspired by those.
I think that's what keeps it authentic. The fact that like you know where to basically like take from to create what you're trying to create.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Like that. Let's come to the other side of you, basically. Now, the party animal side. We're talking about being like a creative producer. So I want to talk about like obviously you being like you throwing parties and being like a founding member of like Vogue Boys. What even inspired Vogue Boys in the first place?
Just cruise. Just cruise. So it still ties back to our film. So there was a year when we had the opportunity to do a fashion film for like that was linked to Paris Fashion Week.
Okay.
So basically like 5 filmmakers across the world. So I think one in New York, in Paris, in London, Tokyo, and Nigeria, something like that. Got the brief to do fashion films about like Black identity or Black experience or whatever.
Okay.
And we just really, so it was kind of one of those things too where we're like, oh, if we're doing this thing, so it wasn't a competition per se, but we saw it as a competition because obviously people are going to compare, and like it will never be said that the worst film came from Nigeria, so we really took that personal and we made a beautiful film. I think it was one of the best, but when the film premiered, it was on Vogue and all of those things. So someone was just like, Vogue Boys, Vogue Boys. And I did on Vogue Boys. So like, it just sounded catchy and we just started saying Vogue Boys, Vogue Boys.
Vogue Boys.
And yeah, we did a party and then we said Vogue Boys,
Literally called it Vogue Boys, and that has become like so synonymous with like amazing parties, interesting parties, and it's just crazy. Like, how did you people even get here?
I don't even know, bro. So it's like we did the first one, but it wasn't even meant to be a thing. It wasn't meant to be a thing at all. It was just like it was New Year 2020, and we had done a lot of work in 2019, commercial work, music video work, all that stuff. And we work with a lot of creatives, models, all these people. So we just wanted to say like thank you for working with us, and working with us in the past year. But instead of do like a hamper or do anything boring like that, we're like, let's just take everyone to the beach. It's like boat ride free, food free, drink. Just bring your sexy ass to the beach and like let's turn
chill.
up.
Let's party.
And everyone came with, so we booked out a beach house in Takwa, and it was just so fucking late. Everyone, can I?
Yeah, good.
So it was just so late, and everyone had such a good time. And I think because we ourselves, I have like 5 brothers myself. So every time I would go out with my brothers,
It's already a party.
it's already a party. And then by extension, I have like so many more like friends, brothers that you know as well,
like,
So I guess that vibe we kind of brought it to that party, cause and then it feels contagious too. So everyone, and then what we realized was at the end of that party, everyone just kept being like, "Oh, so when is the next one? When is the next one?" I'm like, "Oh shit, we didn't even know there was meant to be a next one." And yeah, COVID hit later that year. And they couldn't be, so even by January 2021, we couldn't do that again, just being responsible. But by Easter, things had eased up, and we're like, so on Easter Friday, we're like, oh, why don't we do a party for Easter Monday? Since Easter Monday will be a public holiday, and that was the first Easter cookout. It was invite only. We just invited a bunch of people, and that one went crazy. People were jumping on the fences, people were diving in the pool, like. At that point, we knew that we just had to
keep going. It's a sign. Like, are we really going to stop the people from what they want?
Nah, give people what they want. It's not the most profitable thing right now, but we see, like, for us, it's more than parties. What we're actually, like, we Easter Cooker, what we're trying to do is actually build like proper festival culture. Right now, because we're self-funded, is on a smaller scale, but eventually it's going to get to a place where people are coming from out of town. We're partnering with hotels, booking, people are in tents and all of that. So like that's where we're going with Vogue Boys. So how with LLandB, we're just exploring the maddest and craziest we can get with filmmaking. With Vogue Boys, we're exploring the craziest we can get with experiential activation. So be it festivals or like brand experiences, whatever that could be. If it's a social setting or it's an experience, that's what we just want to explore. Because you see, if you watch Coachella and you see how brands activate there, it's like so advanced where brands are partnering to create these experiences that's just beyond putting your logo or banner, so those are things that we're interested in with Vogue. But so it's beyond just being party animals, but like
like that's actually interesting.
but like at the core of it, I think that animalistic behavior is like the driving force behind everything.
That's kind of crazy that you would say that. But I wanted to say, like, that was going to bring me to my next question. I was going to ask if like your production expertise comes into play here. But like it's clear, like it's obvious that that is also definitely an add-on.
It definitely does. Because Vogue Boys events are productions as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you look at it from that angle, it makes so much sense why the parties literally always go crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's so
a lot
much
of thought that goes into it, So it's the same way that how we approach like the commercials, how we approach the music videos, the same way we approach, but where instead of booking models, you're booking DJs, Instead of booking the art director to build a set, you're building an experienced designer to design and build the stage. So it's basically the same thing. And just like how with a music video, with a commercial, you need to storyboard and think about how everything plays out from beginning to end.
And
With Vogue Boys, it's the same way. We're very particular about the experience. We want to know how, from when people walk in the door, what's their journey like? What are they going to do when they stop by the photo booth? Is it positioned in a way where they see it? If they do. So when they're tired of partying, where do they go for food? What do they do next? So let's add like a slide so that they can just do that. Like, so that's why it just feels like a very rich experience, and like a lot of the things that we pioneered at those parties, you can see in like other parties now, and I don't even mind that at all. It's just the game just needs to get better like that, because I feel like the more people get used to things like that, the more it becomes the norm. And obviously, we were going to keep bringing new things as well, So, ultimately, the space just becomes a more fun place.
Yeah, I hear that. And that's very interesting because at the end of the day, like, it's not about gatekeeping shit anymore. Like, is it working?
Yeah.
You get, like, is it working? And clearly it's working. People are, like, obviously drawing inspiration from the parties, clearly, because you see some events that, like, some parties and you're just like, okay, this is supposed to be a rave, right? We get it. We've seen this somewhere before. But yeah, it's interesting. I just want to know generally what's like what's basically like your favorite thing about your job, your life. I mean, like, I want to believe your job is a lifestyle now. So, like, what's your favorite thing about?
I'll say my favorite thing about my life and my job is the liberty, I think, and just the freedom. To choose, the freedom to do. Like, I don't think many people can be like, just wake up one day and say and think, oh yeah, we need to take this experience on tour, and you do it. So I can't even lie to you. At some point, do you know that meme from Peter Obi where he says, "I got the advice from a madman."
I think I know it.
So it feels like that sometimes too. Like, oh, who sent me this message?
Like,
But
which kind of problem?
but like the fact that I'm actually able to do that, thanks to God. That's one of my favorite things, because like is a passage in the Bible, is a verse in the Bible that says nothing shall be impossible to he who believes. So I'm a strong believer in that as well. And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm a believer in that as well. So like, I think that applies more specifically to my line of work, because the line of work where you have to do the impossible almost every time, because like the country, the economy, the structure of everything is working against you, basically.
Heavily.
Yeah. Because if you have to, like, and we don't really produce camera equipment or anything like that. So you see, when the dollar rate is going crazy, if your equipment is bad, you have to repair it in dollars. So like those things affect the price of things, or even like how the entitlement mentality of like touts or just the average Nigerian. So if you had to film something on the streets, it's not the most seamless. Like, you feel me? So but all of these things and just adapting to this, that's what keeps the work fun. But I like the freedom.
Maybe not fun, but that's what keeps the work going.
It becomes fun for me or for people like me that in the line
just like
of work.
to have the experience.
Yeah, because what I realize is when we have like foreign clients or production partners coming to do projects, that's when I realize how crazy we have become and like how desensitized to these things. Because literally, like, area boys are fighting each other. Like, a fight breaks out, and we just keep
we'll be shooting.
We're just shooting, because it's not our business. But then, and I think that's normal. I mean, it has become normal now. But when I look at the faces of the Igbo people that come in, and I realize that, oh shit, this is not actually normal.
It's pretty
at all.
crazy.
Yeah,
it is pretty crazy that we are shooting and now that somebody's fighting us somewhere. I know, like, it does get challenging sometimes. Everybody has their own like challenges and things, but like, how challenging does it get? I mean, like, you've basically gone into a bit of it, but like, how crazy does it get?
It gets very, very crazy, and it gets very challenging, because it often feels like everything is against you, and this is not even just for film, even for the events as well, because like the ideas that we have and the kind of experiences that we curate are not the normal kind, so because it's not the normal kind, I feel like there's not ample evidence of the success of it. It feels more experimental. So brands are not as keen, to sponsor or partner, So like, a lot of the things that we've done so far have been self-funded, and that in itself
It's crazy.
is crazy.
It's crazy.
Because like, we spend a lot of money to put these experiences. So basically, the money that we make, like, from film and stuff, we
Put it back.
we invest in like our events, and because we believe so much in them, But so we're even able to do that because we make like a good amount of money doing films and doing these commercials and things. So picture if we were like just creatives like ourselves that just had all this crazy vision, but you don't have the means to do it, so that would already be like a setback.
Challenge,
So like, and then so for us, there are bigger ideas that we want to explore that we cannot afford to explore, and then that's just one side yet, so with the film side, with kind of how the just general lack of structure, most likely if a label or an artist wants a music video, they're contacting you 1 week to when they want to drop it. So it's just the mix of all these things that have become normal, but it's actually not normal, and it's really challenging working here where the government doesn't really support you. But not apart from the fact that the government doesn't support you, they keep bringing up these like legislation that makes it harder and harder for you to operate your business. So like recently we're trying to open a business account for one thing to do one thing, and usually like Money Point and all these guys, they had made it easy to just open a business account, and get POSs and stuff. But I just realized that maybe 2 or so weeks ago, the CBN did something, and now they've all been blocked from new signups. Yeah, so it's just little things like this, that have made life easier for you. Because now you have an easy way to
business account,
collect your money, but now you don't. You have to depend on someone else that might scam you. So like,
it's just crazy.
It's just crazy, basically. But being Nigerian, we always find a way around it because we're also crazy people.
Nigerians adapt. So yeah, I just want to know, is there anything you're working on? I know that you're obviously like you're touring. Let's put it like that. You're touring like this, touring, going around, throwing parties, and having the best time, I'd say. But are you working on any projects? Anything? Do you have anything coming out?
Just a bunch of things, to be honest. I can't really say until they come out, but like some commercials, some music videos. We're working on film, but like we're still in very, 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 very early stages. Of that.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. The event side, we're just trying to finish this tour.
When's the last one?
They're all meant to happen by July.
Yeah.
So the next one is Port Harcourt, then Abuja, and then Enugu. And then after that, from August to December, we're exploring a monthly like event. So I don't know if you were at that Sexy Rave.
No, but I heard it like
so that's the indoor events that we have. So we want to explore that on a monthly basis to just see
what that's
see what that feels like. So so the plan is to run that from August through to December. So it's just a bunch of things. We'll just wake up and have an idea.
Another idea, you pick it up. That's what it means to be a creative.
Yes, you must create.
You must create. I love it so much. And thank you so much, Ebuka, for literally joining me and just telling me about so many things I didn't know. Learned quite a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And thank you, DIY Collective, for actually bringing this. Lami is so brilliant. She literally came up with this whole thing. And she just asked me, do you think this, do you want to do this? And I was just like, okay, cool, let's do it. Let's make it work. Let's bring it to life. So yeah, shout out to Lami. Shout out to DIY Collective. Lami is the GOAT, right? Yeah. So thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Osikoya Speaks. Still in partnership with DIY Collective. And yeah, I'll see you guys on another episode. Bye.